Now we'll be moving into the manicure and polish application. So you have 2 minutes to set up your supplies for the manicure and polish application section of this examination. Please do not begin any procedures until the verbal instructions have been read and you are instructed to begin. Turn the hand toward the examiner to indicate you've finished. So at this point, you have 2 minutes to tear down your mannequin. So you're going to take off their cape, their towel. All of your towel is going to go in your laundry. Your cape is going to go in your to be disinfected bag, and your mannequin can go in there too. So fold up your cape, clean up all of your waxing things, and take out your nail polish things. Now those can be on the counter, so they'll already be available, as well as your hands. If you have them in a separate bag, take them in a separate bag. You're going to put your head in the bag to be disinfected. So that you're done with that, and you're going to set your hand up and your polish things up. You're going to need red polish for that. All right, so you should have everything cleaned up from your waxing services. So everything should be cleaned up, and then you're going to have 2 minutes to pull out the items that you need for your manicure and polish application. So they're going to tell you have 2 minutes to set up the supplies for the manicure and polish application section of this examination. Please do not begin any procedures until the verbal instructions have been read and you are instructed to begin. So that means that you're going to disinfect your area. So again, I have my wipes here. So I'm going to wipe down the area. So I'm going to wipe down my space. Now, your mannequin actually have the stand on there for your hands, so you can actually use the stands as well. I like to lay out a towel, which was part of my kit. So I have that. Make sure that I throw this in my trash. And then from there, I'm going to make sure I take out my hand and my soap dish, get my barbicide jar set up. So I got my soap dish, oops, got my hand, turn that towards me, sanitize my hands before I get everything out of my little containers. So I'm sanitizing my hands. I have my manicure jar, which I'm going to put that out too. I'm actually going to put cotton in the bottom of that, and I'm going to put alcohol in the bottom of that because that's going to be my disinfection area. So cotton in the bottom of that. I'll put my alcohol in there. Let's see. Get my alcohol in there. Mine's green. That's going to keep my implements disinfected. I'm going to put some soap and water into my soap dish. I should have my manicure brush out in my manicure kit. So I'm going to take out my manicure kit. Now your nails at this point should be cut, but I'm going to talk a little bit about you gluing them on. So push that, push my orange wood stick in there. Keep that out of the way. All right, so you're gonna have a buffer. This is a nail brush. I didn't have one at home, so I need to make sure that I have a nail brush and then a file. So I need to have all of those things. So if I want to put them in my jar here, I'll tilt it down for you again so you can see everything. My clipper, which I'm going to actually show you how to do the nails, so we'll do that. Whatever you want to do with your files, your nail brush. So we're going to add water and soap to our little dish here. So we're going to put a little bit of soap in there with our water. And then we need some lotion, some hand lotion. So we're going to have all of those things available to do our manicure. So, so what I did, if you look closely at my nails, they're actually on backwards. So if you see, this is actually the well of the nail, and I actually pushed the tip, which would be the pointy part of the nail, down into the base of the nail and glued them on. Seems like they fit better, so make sure you find nails that are the right size. And then you're going to cut them down. And I always suggest that you cut them pretty much as short as you can. The reason I say that is you have less to file, you have less to cut, so the less you have to file, the better. So this is all going to be done before you get to your testing day. So you're going to have that all set. I'm cutting them down. Kind of see, I'm just cutting them right at the free edge of the nail. They're still pretty long according to my mannequin's hand. So I want to make sure that they're a good length, that they're glued on well, which that could be an issue if they're not glued on well when it comes to you filing, because you'll file the nails right off. So we'll talk a little bit about that. So this is all going to be done. I would actually have them filed at this point too before I even get to the testing site, because that'll prove that you actually have them glued on well while they're on your mannequin's hand. So then go through and actually get like a nice shape for them too. So make sure they're even, because that way when you actually go to the testing, you won't have to worry about doing too much filing. So remember, when you're filing, it's just outside in, outside in. Don't get too wild going back and forth. Even though they're nail tips, they're actually considered their natural nail. So make sure when you are filing that you're outside in, outside in. So if you look at my nail, you can kind of see that I have a good shape with it already. All right, so I'm going to file all these quick, and then I'll come back and we'll finish talking about getting everything set up.